It is 4 downs and is right now the Vols who must improve heading into the 2024 season.
4 Downs brought to you by Dynasty Spas, the most comfortable spas made in the United States of America, right here in East Tennessee. Drop in for the all-new showroom in Athens. Dynasty Spas, perfect for all 4 seasons. 4 Downs, presented by Off the Hook Sports.
Okay, the Vols that must improve. Cooper, what do people need to do to be a part of the program?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
Thank you. Take your time. All right, here we go. The Vols that absolutely must improve heading into the upcoming season. 4 downs. Let's get it going. Coop, what down?
Coop here. First down.
Get a couple of offensive linemen on here. So I'm going to break it up a little bit different before we work our way to number 1. And a guy that I think fairly, but a guy that Caleb has been incredibly critical of. So we'll get to that. But first, the offensive line is first down. What do you got on 4 downs? Brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas in Athens and their great showroom.
So the offensive line, it's 2 members, but for 2 totally different reasons. You want me to just go start individually with each of them?
Yeah, give me both. They're 4th down.
All right. They are John Campbell Jr. and Andre Carrick, but for different reasons. Because for Andre Carrick, this is an attack on his play. This is not an attack on John Campbell Jr.'s play. John Campbell Jr. is a very good lineman who is moving over to right tackle, and he just has to fine-tune his game. Very good physically, but makes certain kind of mental mistakes every now and then, has a few penalties, things like that. Just kind of basic mistakes that if you can take those out, he could be great. Andre Carrick just has to become a good player because he was horrible last year. Okay. And Tennessee has a big void to fill at left guard. That's the one spot they haven't found a player yet. Now, you could think maybe one of their recruits over the past couple of years could maybe step into that role after a year or 2 in the system. There's a few names we've talked about in the past. That's possible. But if none of them step up, Andre Carrick is going to have to fill that void. And that guy stole NIL money transferring from Texas last year. He stole it. I'm just going to say that. So Tennessee needs.
Well, you say Andre Carrick may have stolen it or may have been blown away. I think we expect transfers to have an immediate impact, and I'm going to agree with you. I think he stole it. I think that he wasn't worth it, and with the transfer, you expect that. What I just said, I'll never say that about a freshman. I don't care if it's Nico or whoever. I understand the freshmen that have to come in and they have to adapt. But if you're a midterm enrollee that's already played college football, I'm sorry, you're expected to have an immediate impact. So I'll never be as harsh as you just were about a high school prospect. You probably won't either, but I will certainly be that harsh about a transfer. What down is it, Coop?
Cooper Mays here. 2nd down.
Thank you, Coop. You could bring a little bit more energy, by the way. Andre Turrentine. Is it Turrentine? Do we want to settle on that?
I go Turrentine.
Turrentine. Somebody else said Turrentine last week during a meeting. Turrentine. What has he done? Why does he need to improve? According to Caleb's column that is on Off the Hook Sports. Tell me, Caleb.
Well, I am calling out Andre Turrentine, and if Innsworth High School is going to prove me wrong about not being massively overrated, Andre Turrentine will be good. And so either Andre Turrentine will be good this year and Innsworth proves me wrong, or he'll be bad and I'm proven right that it's the most overrated recruiting school in the nation. So,
by the way, there's a young man from that area that still wants to beat the hell out of you. His name's Mr. Beasley. He's going to be a Tennessee signee. We need to reach out to him and get him on the program to challenge him, to challenge you to your assertion that there's nothing out of Nashville. By the way, you said
no. Caleb Beasley. I also attacked Lipscomb Academy where Caleb Beasley went. That's another overrated school in Nashville.
That too. But by the way, you said there's nothing out of Brentwood, but Innsworth's okay. I thought about that over the weekend.
I never said there's nothing out of Brentwood.
Okay, all right, I misunderstood. But you said they were different than Nashville schools. You said like that's a different area, like Maryville to Knoxville, right? Is what you implied.
Well, also, no, Brentwood Academy doesn't just take Nashville kids a lot. They take a lot of the best kids from all over. And so it's just a really, really good school that just takes elite kids, period.
I stand corrected. All right. Because I was thinking about that over the weekend. I was thinking, we
got to analyze Andre Turrentine real quick.
I'm not leaving Turrentine.
Oh, okay.
But my thinking was over the weekend: has Caleb been to Innsworth and Brentwood? Because they're like a mile and a half away. There were all three of those private schools. I can't remember the third one, but they're literally like you could run to each of them as a reporter. All right, Caleb. So, why Turrentine? Why is he so important?
So Tennessee, as we all know, completely overhauled their secondary this year. Nobody was losing any sleep over it. They added Jamad McCoy from Oregon State, Jacoby Thomas from MTSU. Oh my gosh, the Temple transfer is eluding me right now. His name. Somebody on the message board correct me on that. But they've got those three guys, plus they've got Jordan Matthews and Ricky Gibson. But there's still a depth.
Jalen McMurray.
Jalen McMurray.
Okay, I thought you were talking about high school transfer. Go ahead.
But they still have, and then they have Jordan Matthews and Ricky Gibson, but they still have, and then they have Boo Carter coming in. So all of these guys together, they should have enough for a full starting secondary, but that's a bank that they're all going to be good. You can't bank on that. You're going to miss on one or two of them. You really need Andre Turrentine to step up, and Turrentine can fill one of the safety voids, or he could fill the void at nickel. And Tennessee has questions on both right now, and Turrentine is a guy that they could really rely on to, if he steps up, he could play one of those voids. He played very strong towards the end of last year. He had an interception in the Citrus Bowl against Iowa. Now you can say it's Iowa, but actually, if you break this down, Dave, Iowa's pass offense was actually worse than it even usually is when they play Tennessee, which that means something. And so Turrentine deserves a little bit of I'm giving him a benefit of the doubt. Tennessee could really use him to maybe fill the void at nickel this year.
Okay. Now somebody says Boo will start.
He will.
I actually believe he will, but we're just talking about returning players that need to improve. So there we go. And somebody asked if Caleb played high school ball. He did not, that I know of. Neither did I. But also don't ask my heart surgeon if he had a heart attack. So next,
it doesn't really matter if someone played high school ball, because have you guys seen former players as GMs? They're terrible.
Next up would be what down, Coop? Where are we?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
This to me is number one. And I know why your number one is number one. But this guy to me has the most unfilled potential on the roster. And I don't think it's close. I think this guy could have a Darnell Wright type of ascension from 1 year to the next. He is coming back amongst very little fanfare. It was just kind of leaked out there because of someone who did their astute journalism call of the sports information department and said that, hey, is this guy practicing? He is. It's Elijah Simmons. The last guy that could do backflips at 300 pounds is Darnell Wright. I know they don't play the same position, but Elijah Simmons can simply be special. And I am not at all overstating that. I think he has the physical ability. I think that he needs to get meaner. I don't know how you change that. I've seen a lot of players, that's just how they're wired, and it never clicks. And that's fine. They can be great people. Just because you're a bad football player doesn't mean that you're a bad person. But I don't know if this ever clicks for Elijah Simmons. Your thoughts on Elijah? Brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas. Imagine having the best spas made right here in the U.S. in your backyard. Well, they've got them at their showroom in Athens, dynastypoolsandspas.com. And everything comes with the spa. Support, spa cover, chemicals, everything comes with it. And they'll deliver to Knoxville or Chattanooga. Dynasty Pools and Spas. Mention Off the Hook Sports, get $500 off. They've got all kinds of discounts for first responders, military, and even some blemish models. You'll never notice. And so check out dynastypoolsandspas.com also for your pool and spa chemicals, because there's no fillers. They're the best out there. I don't know if Elijah Simmons is going to be an All-American or average 15 snaps this fall. I really don't. And I wouldn't be surprised by either.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. And here's what I said about Elijah Simmons. A lot of these other spots, Dave, if you notice, were about filling needs. Tennessee has big needs. They don't really have a need at defensive tackle. It's just what Elijah Simmons could elevate them to if he steps up his game. This is more about, it's not filling a need. It's about reaching a potential of another stratosphere. Think about this for a minute. If Elijah Simmons and I put him on because of what you told me about him. If he's that generationally good, I think you and I both agree that, like, all of a sudden Tennessee, we're talking about having the best defensive front in college football next year, aren't we? Because him with James Pierce.
Yes, I'm with you. And not to nitpick, generational strong, that may be a little strong, but it's not far off from what I've been told. I think he's that special of a talent. I guess it's whether or not how you define generational. Like, I think we think Nico's a generational quarterback. Is Darnell Wright a generational lineman?
I
Probably
mean,
not.
he was very good for the Bears this year as a rookie.
I agree. Just let's say just short of that in my mind, but let's not play semantics. And then number 1, Cooper on 4th down.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. 4th down.
Dylan Sampson. I'm just going to turn it over to you. Roll, my man, because I know what you think, and I actually agree with every bit of it.
Tennessee can't do what they want to do with their offense without their running game. Jalen Wright and Jabari Small have gone to the NFL. Cam Seldon has no vision. Y'all can have all your hype about Cam Seldon, whatever. Y'all can say whatever you want. He's going to be so great for us. No, he's not. Okay, he can't see the field. He has the worst vision I've ever seen for a running back. He's not a running back.
There's a reason he didn't play last year.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it could be because Tennessee was so good at running back. I get that, but there's a reason that he was a big spring player and not a big fall player. So that you rely on Dylan Sampson to be your
where I was going,
you can't rely on Dylan Sampson to be like the guys last year in Small and Jalen Wright. You can't be your 1A, 1B, and 1C. He needs to be your 1C, your complement. Can he be more than that? And if not, why not?
Well, this is the thing. You need him to be your 1A because you don't have another option. You have to hope Peyton Lewis works out as a freshman, but you're gambling on a freshman as a running back. So you need Dylan Sampson to step up. Dylan Sampson can be your 1A if he decides that he wants to block players. Okay? This is the big deal with Dylan Sampson. He's got to be able to pick up pass pro, and there's no excuse for him to be 2 years into a program and not pick it up. I've never heard of a running back taking more than 3 weeks into a season not picking it up. Okay, 2 years is just downright embarrassing. And if he can pick that up, he could be Alvin Kamara.
It's not that difficult. It is usually an effort issue, to your point. I will say this. I think that they wouldn't keep him around if he just refused to do it. And I'm playing off a comment and what Travis said about Cam Seldon on the message board. They wouldn't keep him around if they didn't think he could play. So I'm not completely with you with Seldon, but I'm probably a little bit closer than those who think that he's going to be a superstar. There were a lot of people talking about him, that he was going to be Tennessee's leading rusher heading into last season and all this stuff. That wasn't going to happen.